And I'm talking right now to a Christian. You see it happening, and your response is, glad I'm not like that. Little virgin. But guess what? You therefore have no excuse, you who pass judgment on someone else, for at whatever point you judge the other, you're condemning yourself. Because you who pass judgment do the same things. Now, we know that God's judgment against those who do such things is based on truth. It's right to judge people who do those things. So when you, a mere man, pass judgment and yet do the same things, do you think that you will escape God's judgment? Or do you say, well, now wait a minute, I'm not a homosexual. I've never been homosexual sex in mine. No? Have you ever gossiped? Have you ever stabbed your friend in the back where you were popularity sake? How? You're in the crowd too. And the wrath of God is being revealed right now against the United States of America. And you can't back out of it because you're an American too. We're in this one. And the question we got to face tonight is, what are we going to do about it? Do we take it? Do we receive the wrath of God? Or do we change? Is there anything that we can do to effectively help our friends see the light? Change, grow up. We have got to take the time tonight and say, God, what do you want me to do about it? That's what we're going to do. Now I want to ask you a question. This is a real serious question, and I'm not going to be able to see the answer. But you all can see each other. I got the light in my face, so I can't even see whose hands are up, whose hands are not. I'm going to ask a question that I asked a group of some of you guys who were at that workshop. I'm going to ask a question that I asked a group of Christian kids. Okay? Now, most of you guys are youth group kids, and so most of you guys are Christian kids, and so therefore, Christian kids, of course, you know, are never sexually active. They don't do that stuff. But you go to the public schools, except for those of you that are going to Trinity, and I know Trinity because it's a Catholic school, they're all virgins in that school, and Condom Christian, of course, nobody ever dabbles with sex there. So, leaving this out, you guys who go to the public schools, you know your friends are sexually active, and the reason you know it is because they keep talking about it, and they tell you everything. Right? Nod your head, look around, everybody's nodding, okay? See, I know you're nodding because I get to hear most of it when I'm in school too. Alright. Now, knowing that you are not sexually active, and therefore this doesn't apply to you, true or false, for your best friend who is sexually active, we're talking about the one that you're aware of that is sexually active, true or false, you would feel more comfortable knowing that he or she was using, was using a condom to protect herself, or she was having her boyfriend use a condom to protect herself when having sex. True or false? Raise your hand. You'd feel that they were a lot smarter. 1, 2, 3. If you believe that's true, raise your hand. Now, it's uncomfortable for you to admit it, but you think just for them, they're not Christian. So they don't know any better. And, you know, with all that stuff they're seeing on TV and everybody else is doing it, and you know, you can't tell a teenager not to have sex. I'm not here tonight to tell you guys not to have sex. You can't tell. They're going to be doing it anyway, right? So you can't say anything to them that's going to make them stop, right? So they're better off wearing a condom. One more time, raise your hand. If you do that, there are some. I don't think that everybody has his hand raised tonight. In that group, there was about 20 kids, and in that group, 18 kids said yeah. Which was it was a pretty impressive number for Christians. Let me just talk to you about safe sex for just a minute, about condom safe. I want to talk to you just a little bit about condom safe because I get the feeling you guys are being taken advantage of with condoms, and you get a raw deal because people like me don't get to come and talk to you about condoms. And I get the feeling that people that do talk to you about condoms have never used them. So I want to play a couple of games with you first of all, okay? First I want to do some math, okay? If you use a condom, the condom's failure rate is 1 in 6, okay? That's like when you put a bullet in a 6-shooter and you twirl the barrel and you put it in your head, that's the same, the number of times that you'll die is the number of times your girlfriend will get pregnant. Got that? Okay, so she's a lot safer, or you're a lot safer. I mean, how many of you would agree that you're a lot safer with one bullet in your six-shooter than you are with 6 bullets in your six-shooter? How many of you would agree? Okay, so we've got a condom now, which is like a six-shooter, and they're a lot safer because she won't get pregnant 1 out of 6 times. 20%, 20. Actually, some people say 33% failure rate, which is really scary because a girl can get pregnant 2 days out of the month. And they can't talk about the failure rate of sexually transmitted diseases because they have no statistics for that. They can only tell you the failure rate for condoms with pregnancy. They can't tell you what happens when a condom is used when you can get infected 365 days a year. All right, so the condom failure rate only works for pregnancy. It doesn't work for sicknesses and diseases, but we'll give them that. 1 in 6, okay? 1 in 6 failure rate. Now, I feel a lot safer knowing my friends using a condom because 1 time out of 6, if 5 times out of 6, nothing's going to happen. Now, if I have a die in my hand and I roll the dice, I roll the die, 1 die, what are the chances of it landing on a 6? Same thing as a condom, right? Okay. What happens if I roll that die 100 times? Now, let's say that 6 killed me. How much safer am I? If I'm going to roll that die 100 times because you can't stop me. You can't stop me from rolling that die. How much safer am I? Okay, now what we want to do, so see what they do is they teach you statistics, but they don't teach you probabilities. If they taught you probabilities, you would understand that more often you use a condom, the less safe you are. That's probability. Statistics might or might not, they fall by the wayside depending on how accurate your statistics are, but probabilities, those are things you can mathematically determine. You know, you do this 100 times, you're going to get it. You're going to get nailed. And if we're talking about that entered into the picture too. About 6? No. But let's talk about sickness and disease for just a second. What I want to do is, I don't know if you can see it in the dark here, but I've got a bucket right here. You see it, of raw sewage. Okay? And over here, I have a ham sandwich in a sealed Tupperware container. Now, you guys have not eaten for a week. And I have a ham sandwich in a sealed Tupperware container. And all I'm going to do before I give it to you, guys are hungry now, I'm going to give it to you, but first I'm going to dip it right into this vat of raw sewage, okay? All right, now, don't get grossed out. It's sealed. The Tupperware container is sealed. Okay, now I'm going to take it over to the sterilizing vat over here, and I'm going to rinse it off, okay? It's good and rinsed. I've rinsed the outside out completely, the sterilizing vat. Here it is. Who's hungry? Not even after a week. You're not even, it's a seal. You guys know Tupperware. It's good, you know? Okay, we got 1. Thank you, Tom. Tom will eat it. You know, I was surprised at that when I did this first with a group of kids. They were skittish about the sealed Tupperware container, and I was surprised. Well, it's raw. Tom, hungry? No. Not even Tom will eat. That was just all right. Forget it. I've got another Tupperware container here. We got guys come over here. We got to move this vat. We're drinking vat of drinking water. Now this is pure drinking water. This is Vermont Mountain, Green Mountain drinking water. This is as clear and crystal as can be. And all right here, I've got a sealed Tupperware container of raw sewage. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this sealed Tupperware container into the vat of drinking water. You guys have not had a drink for 6 months. Who will drink? Now, listen, over here, the raw sewage is away. Here's the drinking water. Come drink. Who's into it? Tom is again. Good Tom. Okay, so I've got some takers because you're very, very thirsty. And it was a sealed Tupperware container. You know what's raw sewage is sealed. All right, experiment number 2. Here we go. Here is a Tupperware container full of raw sewage. We lost the lid. This is really gross. Here we go. We're dipping it into the drinking water now. Taking out the Tupperware container. I held it straight up. You know, I didn't spill it. Pull it up. Bring it over here. Okay. Now, who's gonna drink? All right. Simple question. A condom. Are we dealing with a sealed or an open Tupperware container? Open. Any questions? What are they telling you? They're telling you that you're safer?